Welcome to the Bergen Family History Tour. We'll pick up the story in Antwerp during the mid to late 1500s. From 1530 to 1585, Anabaptist Christians who followed the teachings of Menno Simons were facing increasing and intensified persecution and execution because of what the church and state considered to be heretical beliefs. In 1585, a guy named Merton van Bergen led a large group of Mennonites away from the emerging genocide in Antwerp to a safe and welcoming new homeland in the Vistula River Delta, near Danzig, in what was then part of the Kingdom of Poland. Was Merton van Bergen part of our lineage? We're not sure. Bergen was a common name. Based on census information and church records, we can more accurately trace our lineage back to the year 1720, when Heinrich von Bergen was born and was succeeded by 3 more generations of Bergens while in the land near Danzig. For almost 200 years, life had been good for the Bergens and the other Mennonites in the area, but changes would soon take hold that would make life increasingly difficult for them. In 1772, the Vistula Delta was annexed by Prussia, and under the rule of Prussian kings, Mennonites began losing their freedoms and privileges. Mennonites were now required to serve in the military or pay high taxes. At that same time, a new option opened up for the Mennonites when Catherine the Great invited Mennonite migrants to settle in the recently occupied Russian south. This prompted another mass migration of Mennonites, but this time from Danzig and the Vistula Delta area to Russian territory near the northern shore of the Black Sea. The Mennonites and various Bergen clans joined in different migrations between 1786 and 1803, first to Chrotitza and then to Molotschna. In 1803, a 14-year-old Bernhard Bergen joined the last migration along with his mother, his stepfather, and siblings. They arrived in Molotschna in 1804. Some years later, Bernhard married Katharina, and they were followed by 2 more generations of our Bergens in Molotschna. This included Jacob, who was born in 1827, who married Maria Lammert, and then Heinrich, who was born in 1882. In September of 1885, when Heinrich was just 3 years old, both of his parents died of typhoid fever within 22 days of each other. Now, he and his 7 siblings were orphans. Heinrich and his siblings grew up in Molotschna with the support of the community. As a young adult, Heinrich married Katharina Harder, and they moved north to Davikanova, where they started to raise their family and where Heinrich worked as a school teacher. While in Davikanova, Heinrich and Katharina had 4 children: Katharina, Maria, Jacob, and Henry. This, however, was a time of great upheaval in Russia, following the First World War, the assassination of the Romanovs, the Bolshevik Revolution, and the beginning of the Stalin era. Once again, the freedoms and privileges that prompted the Mennonites to move to a new homeland were being taken away. Heinrich applied for and received permission to leave Russia. So with that in hand, the family left their home, all of their belongings, and even the Russian money that had now become worthless, and headed for Canada, by way of Moscow, Riga, and England. The family arrived in Kitchener on September 15, 1928, with not much more than the clothes on their backs and whatever they could carry in their luggage. They had plans to move to Western Canada, but the family soon grew fond of the KW area and opted to stay put. Now, 1 to 4 generations later, many of us continue to live in Ontario, but others have since spanned out across Canada, parts of the US, and abroad.